Not only do we have your psoas.
So it's like, I want to be on the video.
Yeah, she's like, I'm all over this.
Check out my butt.
All right, so let's start with feet. We're gonna sit in Virasana. So bringing the feet together, and we're just gonna weave our fingers between our toes. So starting with the little finger between the little toe, second toe, and just weaving the fingers in there, like so. Chukka, chukka, chukka. And if you want it to be a little bit deeper, then you can actually work the fingers deeper. So you just kind of slide the toes and the fingers a little bit closer towards like the palm of the hand. And this is pretty intense. So if I was working with a room of people that had never stretched their toes, then I would probably warm up those toes a little bit, okay? So we're gonna go inhale, squeeze the toes with the fingers. Just sitting up as tall as you can, pulling the belly in. And then the toes are gonna squeeze the fingers, so you go the opposite. And you just keep on breathing. You're gonna go with slightly longer holds. So fingers squeezing toes, take a couple breaths. And then toes squeezing fingers. And then just going back and forth, inhale, fingers squeezing toes. And exhale, toes squeezing fingers. Back and forth. And if it's intense, just to have your fingers there, don't even worry about the squeezing. And the top tip, if it is super intense, is to get toe spreaders like you get at the dollar store and just wear them when you're vacuuming the house or hanging out. And then one more time, let's go for a nice long hold. Fingers squeezing toes and just holding that. Keep on breathing. And then toes squeezing fingers. It's really common when working with the feet to get cramping, and we get asked that by students all the time. It's kind of par for course. But the first sort of thing you want to look at, if it's continuous, is a little bit more water. Bananas, potassium is really good for that. And if still cramping is existing, some people might want to take milk of magnesium, which is just like a powder supplement. You can sprinkle it on your food. Drink less coffee, that always helps. And then just releasing nice and slow. Let's draw our knees together. We're gonna have our heels together, feet together. We're gonna reach around for those toes. If it's hard to go around, then you can always go 1 foot at a time from the inside. But if you can, have the feet together, reach around. We're gonna take the base of our palm and we're gonna place the base of our palm on our toes. Our fingers are gonna wrap around and our toe mounds are gonna push into the fingers, okay? So we just sort of pull the toes back with the palms of the hands and we push the toe mounds into the fingers. So it's kind of like an assisted stretch Barbie foot. And then just keep breathing. Make sure you're getting the baby toes and the big toes equally. So Paul, you're flat foot. So now take your palms here and pull your toes back to you and then push your toe mounds to the floor, just like you're standing on a stiletto. Yeah, there we go. So take your foot and then push your big toe mounds, baby toe mounds to the floor. There you go. And then pull the toes to you. There you go. So you're pulling your toes back and the toe mounds are working to the floor. And then we're going to go the opposite way. So flex your foot. You're going to curl your toes. This time, the palm sort of goes to the tops of the toes. The fingers reach around and the fingers are going to push the toe mounds towards you. So the fingers push the toe mounds towards you and the fingers curl over. So you're getting this foot, but we're using the hands to sort of get a little bit of extra stretch into the toes. Nice. There's water in the cabinet if you need it. At least there used to be.
Yeah, there's a couple bottles left.
Cool. And then making sure you get the baby toes, so going towards the baby toe edge, and we're pushing the toes up into us and curling the toes over. So the foot's, it's basically what we call a crow foot, but we're sort of just assisting the stretch gently. And then going back the opposite way, we want that Barbie foot, so the toe mounds are forward, toes to us. We take the base of the palm to the toes, fingers wrap around, and then we push the toe mounds, which join the toes to the foot, into the hands as the palms push the toes to us. I'm just getting a nice stretch there. Again, making sure that you get the baby toes and the big toes. If you've got big feet and small hands, you might want to go to one side, hold it for a little bit, and then go to the other side. Does anybody feel this stretch anymore? Everyone, you feel
This is
it?
the first time I do it.
Yeah. Does anybody else feel it? Yeah.
I get it still, just
Right
in
there.
this part.
Yeah. We do this a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
I remember the first time I did it, I was like, and now it's like, wow. All right, so flip it. So we're gonna flex our feet, curl our toes, have the palms sort of at the base of the toe mounds at the front, wrap the fingers around, and the fingers are gonna push the toe mounds up towards you as you curl your toes. There we go. And I like to start at one end, so the big toe edge for me. And just breathing, holding that. And then going a little bit wider. And again, lifting the toe mounds up to you as you curl those feet. Beautiful. Everybody's breathing. And then release. We're going to keep the left foot on the floor. The right foot is going to come so it faces up. You move that left foot to the side a little bit. You want to sort of have the foot as open as you can to the ceiling. So you want to try and take the top of that big toe down towards the floor. And then we're just going to beat that right foot. First with the right hand. So this is killer good for circulation. This is also a really good way to start an inversion practice, is just to fire up your feet, right? You get your toes working, you get the energy going there, and the next thing you know, you can control your feet when you're standing on your hands. Beat the feet. And then swap hands, equal opportunity to punch. Let that relax. I'm just noticing your foot probably feels a little bit warmer, a little more circulation. And then we're going to swap feet. So left foot comes. Start by beating with one hand. Give it a good beating. I was taught this by an 80-something-year-old woman who still went on 2-week-long hikes. So I took really good notes. She was still sitting on the floor with all her other 80-year-old students. Started every single class by beating her feet. And swap hands. And everyone was like, you beat your feet so hard. Taking out the anger. All right, and then just bringing the feet around, extending the legs out in front. Dhanurasana, so hands beside the hips, lift your chest, shoulders back, just sitting up nice and tall, toes and heels are touching. So if you've got shorter arms and it's hard to get the palms down, then just being up on the fingertips. If it's hard for you to have a straight back, then the hands are behind you slightly. You can lean back a little bit. Perfect. Think about the armpits lifting up, and it's almost like the armpits are sliding forward to get a little bit more lift into the chest. Shoulders go back this way and down this way, but the armpits are lifting up and sliding forward. Pull the toes to you, push the heels away, and make sure that the baby toe mounds and the big toe mounds are level. There's a tendency to get that book foot happening, so you want to make sure that you're pushing those big toe mounds forward. Nice. Chin is slightly tucked, so it's pretty much level with the floor, and then think about having the crown of the head over the tailbone, and think about lengthening up, tailbone reaching towards the earth as the crown extends towards the ceiling. I also like to think about having fish hooks on my ears, and they're being lifted up. From here, we're going to work a little bit more with the feet. We're going to flex our feet. We're then going to curl our toes, consistently trying to keep the toe mounds level. We're then going to point our foot like a dancer would, and then we're going to flip our feet like a Barbie would. Flex, curl, point, and flip. Flex, curl, point, and flip. One more round. Flex, curl, point, and flip. Beautiful. Just keeping those Barbie feet for a minute. Activating the quads and drawing them to you, and then pushing them down into the floor. Think about pulling your belly button in and up. Gorgeous.